buddy of mine told me about Launchbox. It's a retro gaming, I guess, like platform that helps you launch all your various emulators and displays all of the game boxes, the box art. It kind of gives you kind of like the same feel you had going through Blockbuster Video when you wanted to rent a game. You know, some of you might already be aware of this. This is just for everybody that's not aware of it. And what I'm going to do here, I already kind of set it up for the NES collection, all the 700 plus games. So here I'm going to add in the Sega Master System. I'm just doing that because it's a smaller collection and hopefully it won't take too long to import. I just want to go through the steps here. So it's asking me to import where I have the game stored. So Sega Master System, bam. And in this folder is like 400 Sega games. It wants to know the platform. It's neat because there's in this drop down you could probably find some emulators you never knew about or systems you never heard of. So I selected Sega Master System. The emulator that it had, it suggested me to install that I downloaded from was it Emu Paradise? It's a really bad emulator. I don't like it. It was like made in '95 and it can't really recognize my controls. But I'm putting it in anyway to get. I just want to see the box art. I'll probably never even play Sega Master System. Actually, I might. I like the Rambo 3 on there. I think the emulator was called Fusion. I can't really tell what. I just know what the folder was, and all these little defaults. I just chose all of them. And it's pretty neat. It shows you all the games that are going to be added in. And see the way it looks here. Actually, these are additional features. You can like include the instruction manuals for some. And all these other extra features. So this part, now how it's all text here. This is how retro gaming with emulators before Launchbox used to look. You would just see all these boring titles. And sometimes there's a game you wanted to play, you forget what the game was called, but now with the box art, you could, kind of remember the games that you wanted to rent. And the box art really makes a big difference. So in the bottom left, it's getting it ready to import all of the box art and all the additional features from their server that has all this on it. It takes a long time. It takes about 20 minutes to import all the games. You're seeing the full process here, but it's sped up significantly. Like I said, this was about 20 to 25 minutes long, and it's probably going to complete in about 2 minutes. I probably could just cut some of this out, but yeah, why am I keeping this in here? I don't know. Look at it go. All right, so something's happened here. It looks like it completed. Got this little dialog box here saying that one item was unable to be added in. Whoop-de-doo. And 373 games were imported successfully. Sweet. So now let's go over to Sega Master System because it looks like they blended together somehow. Yeah, there we go. Oh. Sega Master System, the full collection. At least I hope it is. All these games. I think I'm going to speed this up here too. So look at all those games go by. We could only dream of having all this as kids. And now we do. All these games. I used to like that little grid that the Sega Master System games had. The white with the blue line grid. Sega Master System was a mysterious system to me because at the time it was all about the Nintendo and Atari, and then one day I discovered that there was this Sega Master System like years later, not too many years later, but kind of like at the end of its reign. All right, and then we're back to the Super Nintendo games. Let me speed this one up too. My wife often wonders why I retro game still, and I do it for. It's not so much for nostalgia, it's for closure. There were so many games that I desired and wanted as a kid that, there's just so much money. You couldn't possibly own all these back then. Every game was like $50 and there's 700 games. So how much money would that be? 35,000 or $350,000 if you bought them all at full price. But I didn't want to play all of them. There's a lot that I wanted to, and there was even some games where I just wanted to see what it was like. There wasn't YouTube where you could just go and watch someone else play it. And for most games, most games you could just watch someone else do it, especially with like newer games. But when it comes to these old ones, I kind of want to play some of them. So I get a lot of closure from playing these games. Also, if you use the Nestopia emulator for NES, you could program a rewind button, so it helps you beat a lot of games that you normally wouldn't be able to beat if you kept dying. And you could, every time you're about to get hit, you could just rewind it and not get hit, and that helps you complete a lot of games. I'm a kind of person that really needs closure. I remember everything. I remember every non-victory that I had, and I seek to have victory in everything. So I've had the opportunity to go back and defeat a lot of these games, albeit I cheated with the programmed button, but I captured it onto this channel. You can look under the video game playlist, and if you like retro gaming, you should probably get Launchbox. There's other things too. There's like the Hyperspin project, and then also as I'm looking around here, I'm trying to figure out all the extra things that it downloaded besides just the box art. There's these little backgrounds. Some of these have screenshots. Some of these have information about each game. Supposedly, some of these have manuals. I haven't found one yet, but supposedly that's the deal. But nonetheless, this is an amazing thing. The people that made this Launchbox, great job. And really, everybody that's been collecting and making the ROM sets, the box art, the covers. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat how everyone all around the world has kind of chipped into this. And so what it does, though, in case you haven't figured out, it's not just box art here. It's not like I just have a collection of box art. When you click on any of the boxes, it launches the ROM in the emulator for you. Whereas in the past, you had to launch the emulator, find the file, and it was all text and it was boring. Here it's so fun to look through and see all these boxes and then click the one you want and then have it launch for you in the predefined emulator. I don't know if you've emulated in the past, but this is a nice little touch that they've done. So, Launchbox. If you want it, look it up. The ROM sets. I got all these ROM sets a long time ago, like 8 years ago. I don't know if they've made the ROM sets any better. If some of the ROM sets would have all, I don't know. The ROMs you could all get from Emu Paradise. The emulators, and actually individual ROMs you could get at Emu Paradise. The full sets, though, I don't know. I know they're out there, but good luck. All right, that's Launchbox. This is Retro Gaming. I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. Sorry this kind of grandstanded. It went on a little bit too long, but that's that. I think I played the most NES emulation. Second would be Super Nintendo. A little bit of Genesis. A little bit of Nintendo 64. There's also RetroPie. As I said, Hyperspin Loop or Hyperspin Project. But yeah. All right. See you later.